Today we're watching 1Cloud9. We did not forget what you did.
So recently, I've been seeing a lot of news online about a bunch of different content creators and streamers just not being terrible people. One of the most notable ones that just came out is that guy named Jordan Cisco, who got mad because he spilled water on his PC, so he punched up his wife.
Take it off. Take the lid off. Chill. You need to have no drinks in here.
Damn! What the fuck? Fuck no, I'm not fucking with that. That was lame as hell. Bro gave her
2 mean straight right hooks to the face for what?
A lot of people are surprised at stuff like this, but I would like to share a personal story as a cautionary tale to let you know that, you can't trust the creator just because they have a nice smile, just because they come across on camera is good. That doesn't necessarily make them good. And I'd like to share a story of my own personal experience with this as a cautionary tale and to spread awareness, because the last thing I want is for somebody to get scammed or taken advantage the same way that I did. With that, let's get on with the story. The creator I'm talking about, because listen, I just straight up say names too. I don't give a fuck. The creator I am talking about that I have this experience with, by the way, his name is 1Cloud9. He is a creator with, I think, like 650,000 subscribers on one of his channels, almost 200,000, I think, on another channel. He's a very talented creator who's done a lot of amazing work, right? And I, from the dates of November 2024 all the way till, funny enough, around this time, around March 2025, was the main editor for his 1Cloud9 channel, where he talks about commentary, story times, and all that good jazz or whatever, right? He liked my work. We instantly got to work. And one thing about me that a lot of people don't know is that I'm an extremely fast editor. So in this era that I'm talking about, from November 2024 all the way to March 2025, around, I want to say 65 to 75% of the videos that was uploaded to that channel were edited by me. Like, to put it in perspective of how quick I was, in the month of December 2024, whenever 1Cloud9 was one of the only commentary channels that was uploading every single day quality 8 to 15 minute videos every single day, I edited around like 70 to 80% of those videos, essentially giving him a video every single day. And he got a lot of views, he grew from it, and it was a nice period. And most people look at Cloud and they go, he's a pretty chill dude. He is a nice chill dude. But to add some further context, I have to establish the type of person Cloud is so you can understand how we even got to the point where I almost got taken advantage of and scammed. Well, I did get taken advantage of and scammed, but I turned it around. Me and Cloud, even though we edited a lot together and we made some amazing projects together, we were friends as well behind the scenes. A lot of editors and creators, they don't really have a close relationship with each other because it's like a job. Just like a lot of rappers, they're not very tight knit with the people that make the beats and stuff like that. It's kind of like a very transactional relationship. So you just get what you need and then y'all don't talk to each other. But since me and Cloud are the same age, we're both black successful creators, we were cool because it's not really easy in everyday life to find people that relate to what we do. So me and Cloud were really good friends. We used to talk all the time. One thing he would hit me up a lot for was like creative consultations. Like, he would hit me up a lot and I'll put some screenshots on the screen or whatever, and he would basically ask,
bro, all these look the fucking same.
Like, how does this title sound? How does this TikTok sound? How does this thumbnail look like? What should we critique to edit it? These are normally things that you would pay somebody for, kind of like a creative director / like consultant or something like that. This is something that normally you would pay somebody for, but I would just do it out of the kindness of my heart. One, because I'm a naturally helping guy, and two, we were friends, and I don't really charge my friends for like stuff like that. Like, you're my friend and I don't mind helping, right? But he would do this a lot because I'm very well versed on psychology, people, and just the overall YouTube algorithm. You know what I mean? So,
there were a lot of screenshots.
When we get to the more serious shit, I'm gonna have to start slowing them shits down and reading what he's saying.
Conversation from me helping him out with like, a video title, thumbnail, whatever, would turn into us just talking about life. And, like I said, we became very close and we were really, really good friends, like brothers, almost like this, But the more I started to hang around Cloud, the more his true character started to reveal itself. Like, Cloud is one of those people, he's really big on like external validation. You know what I mean? So what he would do is whenever, like I said, behind the scenes, when it's just me and him talking, chopping it up, we chilling together, we on the phone, whatever, like, we tight like this, we like brothers, it's cool. But it's like, whenever we got in front of certain people, it's like every man for themselves, because all he cares about is his image and being like externally validated. And I started to notice him, becoming more of this the more comfortable he got around me, because it's like, the best way I can put it, I'm not saying that I'm the most like person that everybody wants to hate on, but I'm a handsome guy, I'm very talented, and like I said, he asked me for a lot of advice because I was so well versed despite me being the smaller creator. So it's almost like, because Cloud sometimes saw that,
a lot of self-glaze, but okay, you know your worth.
I was the better editor, I had a better personality. I just so
oh damn, all right gang, I mean shit, is that not subjective to what you think is the better personality?
Happened to start later than him and just haven't got blessed by the algorithm the same way he has been yet. It was kind of like he envied me a little bit. And you know, Cloud's whole perspective.
Wow, yo's coming a little left field out this hoe. I wasn't there. I'm not the one talking to neither one of these niggas. So him saying, yo, he envied me, bro, you must, I don't know, bro must have been like, yeah, he was envying me. I just had it like that, and he just wanted to be me.
Perspective and like his
that's kind of crazy.
Confidence is built upon being a young, successful black man as he is. That is more successful than a lot of people. You know what I mean? So like anytime somebody perceived to have more than him, even if it's not in success or money, he kind of like finds a way to subtly devalue. He's that type of person. We all know dudes like that, you know? And originally I was like, it may not be that deep because like, you know, that's just how people be. We all got homies who like got big egos. It is what it is. But I just noticed the more as time went on, he would do weird things. Like for instance, here's where like I first should have realized that like, you know, I should have had a contract, because mind you know, we did all of this work despite making so much money and gaining so much views off of it and all of these videos doing so well. I was doing all this under the table, you know. He didn't give me a contract to sign or nothing like that. So to be paid, there wasn't a system for me to be paid. So like I would go to ask him to be paid, and the type of thing Cloud would do. And by the way, this isn't just my own personal experience. I've talked with other people and they've said that the same thing has happened to them as well before. Like you'll ask him to be paid.
All right, this is what we're talking about. Saying that he's getting scammed bet February 2nd. Yo, can I get paid today? I did 2 normal ones, and then cutting Justin gave me for the Cloud show before I left, which was just a minimal cutting and adding music and a little bit of pictures, so 5 all together. Paying today. He paid you at 3 o'clock in the, or no, he responded at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then what? He paid you $550, what? Oh, 2 o'clock the following day? I don't think that's crazy.
And then he'll just ignore you for like 12 hours or like a day. Mind you, people.
Okay, what is this? For sure. The revised version is there. I'm ready to be paid. You only did 1 bid, right? And bet that. Yeah, just that one. Cash App is fine. Again. Y'all niggas, I mean, he seems like he's talking, right? People have shit going on. Life is going on. I do understand there has to be a timely fashion when doing business. But it doesn't seem like he's ducking and diving you for like 2 weeks. No, a couple of hours. Yeah, a couple of hours.
People that work for Cloud, since he's a business, people like have to pay their bills.
Yo, Justin, can I get paid for these 2 videos? Yeah, I was gonna pay whenever he uploaded. He just uploaded. Yeah, you take Apple Pay. Yeah, gang, that's cool. Yo, still waiting to get paid. Oh no. Yeah, hold on. February 25th.
March 11th.
Nah, Cloud. Nah, that's crazy. That's a little too long. What's going on with you and your manager?
And like rent and all these other things because this is their job. And Cloud will purposely like drag his feet to not pay people because it's like an ego thing. Like just because he knows he can and he feels good knowing that people asking him for money. You know what I mean? And he'll either ignore you or be like, I got you. Or he'll be like, I got to get the money situated. But you'll see him like go live on Twitch and just start like laughing, frolicking. Or you'll see him like on Instagram just chilling or playing the game. But he won't pay you until he feels he's ready to pay you. And the reason why to me, I felt like this was so like weird personally is because Cloud would drag his feet sometimes to pay me and other editors, but he would brag to me on the phone and go, you know, I'm gonna be honest. He's like, ever since 2022 or 2023, when I first blew up and I made so much money, he was like, I feel uncomfortable if I don't have at least 100,000 in my bank account. And I'm like, the dude who's like bragging about.
That is a little off. Don't get me wrong, shit. Well, I don't have no money in my bank account. That shit makes me feel off too. But that's not the point. Point is like, he asked for $500.
You have 100 grand?
And he's doing work for you and you can't pay the boy? That's off-putting, Cloud. That's off-putting. Come on, gang.
He feels uncomfortable of not having at least 100,000 in his bank account. Is like dragging his feet or making it seem like there's a logistics problem to getting me paid my $300 to $400. And this is under the table anyway, so you're not even paying me. Like sometimes when people pay you for freelance work, they have to send it through their LLC bank account and stuff like that because it's a write-off. But I'm like, this is a under the table payment. So it's like, to my knowledge, I don't even think he was factoring, like he wasn't even trying to pay me from his LLC. He would just Apple Pay it or Cash App it to me. You know what I mean? So
okay. Wait. Let me see that screenshot.
Like, he wasn't even trying to pay me from his LLC. He would just Apple Pay.
Receipt is. So, okay, he seemed like he got it to you.
You know what I mean? So that's the first instance where in my head, I should have known something was off. You know, that's on me for not realizing that, you know, this person is clearly trying to like hold his nuts over me, right? Or keep a power dynamic that always keeps him on top. Because mind you, as an editor, I never saw myself as just like somebody's editor, because if you've ever watched my channel, if you've ever seen my editing, I feel like editing is its own form of art, just as, you know, the creator is. Like I see myself as Pharrell to a rap artist. I don't see myself as just another person editing.
I don't know who
I add
that
a
is.
certain personality. I'm so quick with how I edit. Like for instance, all those videos that you've seen that I've edited on this channel, almost all of them I've edited in 4 hours or less because I just found a way to.
Good turnaround time. Oh my God, 4 hours? Having to find clips for the bullshit he talking about, making sure that you know what he talking about, making sure that the video is still entertaining, has good retention. Nah, 4 hours is tough.
Edit quick for me, and I also add that flair and keep that quality onto it. So I've always seen myself as an equal. I never see myself, and anybody else that works with people, always see yourself as an equal. Do not let nobody make you feel like they're above you, because the moment you put them above you, you're gonna stay there. But yeah, this was like one of the first instances where it really started to like shine. But there was another instance that happened in this story that created more tension that led to me being taken advantage of / scam. So basically, like I said, me and Cloud were friends, right? And it was right after DreamCon. So this would be, I want to say July, right? Somewhere around July. Like I said, me and Cloud were friends. So he invited me to go on a vacation with him and some of his friends to Panama City Beach, Florida, right? And I accepted because, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was really cool with Cloud. So I flew out, we went to PCB. And when we got there, one of Cloud's friends, these girls that he invited that I didn't know like that, one of them was extremely rude and nasty to me because I didn't want to pay for her groceries that she was trying to eat. I was like, nah, I got my own budget. Mind you, at the time, I only had like $300, $400. And even if I had more money, I'm not spending money on girls that aren't mine. So I'm just not spending money on people and paying for people's things that I'm not gonna eat. Like I can see if I was gonna be eating the groceries, but like the girl was mad at me because I didn't pay for house groceries that were for her. But to make
I never met you a day in my life.
Why would I?
Who the fuck? Okay, all right, anyway. What's going on with Cloud though? What did he do in this situation?
Long story short, the woman started being very rude and nasty to me. And it's like every time I would walk in the room, since I was the only person that didn't know any of them besides Cloud, the whole house would get awkward and quiet, right? And mind you, this same night, I was gonna have to sleep on the couch. And I was like, bro, I'm not trying to sleep on the couch out in the open when there's this girl that all of a sudden just hates me, is walking around at night potentially just because I didn't want to pay for her groceries. Like
if she's not gonna break your shit, hurt you, or hurt any of your loved ones, the fuck does it matter? Am I confused? Granted, I understand this is a vacation. Sometimes you're gonna be around people that don't like you, and that's fine. Enjoy yourself, live life, show her that you really don't care, or ask her what the fuck her issue is. Cloud,
if you're getting mad at me because of that, there's something wrong up here. So I definitely don't want you to be able to just walk past me while I'm sleeping out in the open. So rightfully so, you know, I kept voicing that problem because the way I look at it is, if I bring my friend that doesn't know any of my other friends or even family around somebody that's making them feel uncomfortable unjustly, I'm going to check them. I'm going to be like, yo, chill, you wrong. Like he didn't do nothing to you. Like chill out. You know what I mean? I can stand up for myself for sure. But whenever one person is shaping the whole energy of the house, it's like, why am I even here at that point? I don't know none of y'all. We're supposed to be on vacation having a good time and you're making me feel like I'm a problem. That's not fair to me, especially when I want to.
You're right. It's not fair to you. It's not. But just like how you said you can stand up for yourself, why didn't you say nothing? What is your problem? What is the issue? No, don't come like that. There's no way to really talk to a woman unless she's talking to you crazy first. Bro, I'm the type of person that's not afraid of confrontation. So what's the problem? What's the deal? What's the issue? Let's get it solved. And if there is, speak to me. We're higher intelligent animals. We can use our words. What's happening? What's wrong with you?
Want to do that to you. And you know, eventually this turned into, you know what I'm saying, me having to leave, and that created a lot of tension.
I ain't gonna lie. If I would have paid for that ticket, nigga, I'm there. I'm there. Boy, what? And I'm enjoying myself.
Between me and Cloud because I had to leave. And, you know, I just really didn't appreciate, especially like him as a friend, not sticking up for me and like checking his friends or like, you know what I mean, setting the tone. But again, like I said, Cloud is so big on external validation. He cares about optics, the image, about making it seem like everything is okay, even if everything isn't okay. So instead of, you know what I mean, protecting his friend and standing up for me, he rather chose like the external validation of not saying anything at all. And, you know, that just comes partially with not having a backbone, but also, like I said, whenever a person is driven by external validation, this is the type of things that they do. So that's what created a tension between me and Cloud, and we didn't talk for, I want to say 2-3 months, because this happened around July, right? But then if you see in the text message,
sounds like a girl's trip that went wrong.
right here, Cloud hit me up a couple of days before my birthday. My birthday is on September the 14th, so this was 3 days before my birthday. And he said, yo, putting all differences aside, I'm going to start posting a lot more often again. We can talk out our differences first before anything, but if you want to work again with me, I'm laying the offer on the table. Hope you've been well, right? And you know, we ended up talking about it, and why he fully again didn't understand why I left, even though it should be obvious to anybody with a little bit of self-respect and love why I left, you know. he still wanted to be cool because, you know, he wanted my gift. I edit very fast. I add that authenticity and that you in the tube to the editing that gives it that extra boost, right? So he wanted to work with me again because obviously who wouldn't want to work with me, right? But
the glaze, boy, the glaze, bro. You have double glazed the shit out this donut.
this time that we worked together, because Cloud had to pay me a certain amount of money last time because he locked me in at a rate. And like I said, he didn't expect me to be editing so fast. I edited so many videos so quick that Cloud had to pay me a decent amount of money. It wasn't that much, but like I said, a lot of YouTubers see themselves like this and the editors like this, so they underpay them and they overwork them. But he couldn't do that with me because the value that I clearly brought, he couldn't underpay me. So like last time, he didn't want to have to pay me for so much. He said this time we're gonna have a contract to make sure, you know, we got a set price, right? But the thing is, Cloud's videos are like all over the place. So sometimes he'll have like a video where like one will be very easy to edit, and then the next one he'll shoot it in a way where a video that should take, like I said, for me 4 hours, it'll take me the time it takes to edit 2 videos for that one video because of the way he shot it without even thinking about how everybody that has to make this video come forward to make it, right? So in the contract, I said, okay, cool, I'm completely fine with the contract. So I wrote up the stipulations that I wanted on my contract. I can show y'all the contract. I should have it somewhere still on my phone. Let me see if I still got it. So Cloud's manager at the time is
editing terms, drama style, commentary, base pay, 200 per video for up to 40 minutes of raw footage. Okay, that's not, damn, 200 per video. Okay, I mean, shit, that's your worth. That's your worth.
Was who was over the contracts, right? Because Cloud was like, he's trying to get more corporate and stuff like that. So I had to talk to Justin mainly about my contract stipulations. And as you see right here, these were the stipulations I had, you know, like drama style commentary, you know, my base to pay. I had like an overtime stipulation, right? To make sure that the video was shot in a specific way to where I wouldn't get locked in for a specific amount of pay, but I have to do a lot more work, right? And one of the most importantly things I put was, you know, the late fee, because like I said, Cloud would like drag his feet on paying us editors, right? And I had a performance bonus and stuff like that because they were talking about some performance bonus when real actuality, they just put the performance bonus in there to try to convince me to accept a lower amount of pay or some shit like that, right? And like, to be honest, for the work that I did, and like I said, if you just look at the numbers and you look at all, you know, the work that I put in, I don't think this is a crazy contract at all. I think this is well-deserved, and honestly, if I wanted a little bit more, I don't think I would be that crazy in asking. But anyways, the more I talked with Cloud's manager, as you'll see in these messages right here, it just seems like I was getting the runaround. Like, it's like I would talk.
Nigga, you didn't respond here. What? Hold on. There's a space and time where, nigga, you didn't respond for a day. I'm sure you were busy, sure you were doing shit. Maybe you were editing. What the hell?
The Cloud's manager in Cloud, and they both would make it seem like, you know, everything I wanted in the contract was fine. They were like, you know, you worked with us for a long time. We really appreciate your work. That's why we asked you to come back. And you know what I mean? Like, we're really cool with all that. But it's like, once they finally sent me the contract after I asked for the stipulations that we both agreed upon, the contract damn near didn't even have half of the stipulations that I put in there. It was like having to basically keep on saying the same thing that we already agreed upon. And it's like, you know, Cloud's manager would be like, yeah, I'm handling like a meeting with
Adidas for Chris that popped up, so not going to be able to meet at 12 here is your contract. Just flag anything you see or want to put in there, and we can get text about it so we can get the contract handled.
So rich creator right now, so I can't really deal with this right now. Or he would just like ignore me for a day. Kind of like I said, it's like an external validation, like power thing. Like they care about that image of being at the top.
Is this nigga serious?
That is, I can't agree with you right there for this one, gangsta. It looks to me, especially in that last one, if you guys go back, he didn't respond for a day, but that's not the point. Fucking technicalities here. I'm talking about these people aren't getting back to you within a day. Everybody has shit going on in their life. They're running a business. You said they're being corporate, they're being a business. You know, they move in a certain type of way.
They have shit going on.
When they have shit going on, when a business has shit going on, or they're dealing with other clients, or they're dealing with other editors, they got shit going on. You gotta give them some grace. Not they're giving you the runaround for 3, 4, 5 days a week. Yes, there is a fucking issue. You're unprofessional, for sure. But 24 hours?
For the food chain, and they want other people to be on the bottom. So when a guy like me who knows his own worth comes with my own agreements in a contract, because they just thought they were gonna give me a contract and I was just gonna sign it because they thought I just really needed the money or something like that, not knowing that, you know, my mom works in contracting. So I'm really good with contract information and I know how to get my own stipulations, right? And I know my own worth, most important. So it was almost like they were like trying to play this ego battle with me, whereas they were trying to get as much out of me while trying to give as little, which, hey, to a degree, that's business, right? But like I said, I thought we were friends. Like I said, Cloud would always call and ask me for advice on things. We would hang out, we chill with each other, you know what I'm saying? So I assumed like we were cool, and it's like the thing I'm asking for, you know, isn't unrealistic anyways, and I've already done so much work for you, paid and for free, you know, at a fast rate, at a high quality. What more could you want, right? So honestly, it felt more and more like I was just getting the runaround and disrespected almost. You know what I mean? So due to me feeling disrespected, and at this point I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna hold off on this whole thing, period. Mind you, during this whole time, I was still editing videos for Cloud. The moment we patched everything up around September 11th, we instantly started working it, right? Because he was trying to get that fast output again that we had in December. So I was still working for Cloud while we were going through this contract dispute. I was still making videos. He was still pumping out the videos that I was editing, right? So I told Cloud and his manager that until we got this contract straight, because me deep down, I felt like they purposely were trying to misunderstand me or make it hard on me just so they could have this perceived ego and power over me. I wasn't going to edit any more videos until, you know, I received my payment for the last couple of videos that I edited. And
oh, so they're just not paying you? Nah, that's a fucking issue. What do you mean they're just not paying you?
Till we got this contract straight, because I didn't like the runaround that I was getting, right? And as soon as I said this, it was dead silent. Let me see if I can get the dates. I have the dates right here too. So I texted Cloud and his manager on the 4th, and I told, you know, his manager, I was like, I've already told, you know, Cloud or whatever, I'm not gonna be doing videos anymore. And I really just expressed to him that I really didn't like in our last conversation. We already agreed to most of these things that you still chose to not put into the contract on purpose, right? And it was like, after this, it was dead silent. You know, for 5 days, it was dead silent. Nobody said anything to me. Nobody paid me. Nobody brought up the contract again. Mind you, at this point, I don't even care about the contract. I'm just trying to get my money back because I already edited the videos and he posted them. So I'm like, you already posted the videos too. Just go ahead and give me my money first. So I hit up Cloud, like I said, the same day as you'll see right here, October the 4th. I told him I wasn't going to be editing anymore until, you know, we got the contract straight and I got paid. And again, 2 days, radio silence. I wasn't paid. So on the 8th, I hit up, you know, Cloud, and I told him, I said, I'm going to send the invoice. Can you just give me my money? And, you know, that's it. We don't have to worry about anything else. If not, I'm going to resort to legal action. And he laughed. Mind you.
Oh.
No, that's
Cloud, come on now. What is this? Like, okay, he hit you up. You know, you saw this text message. Maybe you were upset that, you know, he wasn't trying to work with you, whatever the fuck was going on. You feel me? You're allowed to feel what you're feeling. No one's blaming you for that. But the laughing emoji, that's disrespectful, Brody.
it. We don't have to worry about anything else. If not, I'm going to resort to legal action. And he laughed. Mind you, this is when the crash out gene came on. Because whenever I'm being serious and a nigga like laugh in my face, boy, Cloud laughed in my face. And this is the message that he said. He said, I'm paying you next week. Verbally, I may have agreed to pay you Sunday, not in a contract though. So you can't rush me no matter what you try. You'll receive your payment on my time, not yours.
Fake, bro, not fake. Wild as fuck, ridiculous as fuck. Bro, you talking about you have 100K and some change in your bank account. He's talking about, yo, I'm up, I'm like that. Pay the dude. He's asking for $300, Cloud.
To Justin for further details. And then that's whenever I hit Justin and asked about, like I said in the last slide I just showed, and again, I was ignored. So as you'll see, I got the runaround in the earlier part of our relationships, like I said, that I should have noticed, but I didn't, or I just ignored. And as you'll see around this time, I'm getting that same runaround when it comes to, you know, just making sure my contract is straight so I'm protected just as much as they're protected. Just making sure I can get paid fairly and on time. And you'll see they're giving me the runaround. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, at this point, you know, I was about to crash out. I was about to do something crazy because I'm like, yo, I just want my money and y'all are playing with me. Y'all don't know if I got bills. Y'all don't know what I have going on. Like, but again, these people, they don't have any sympathy for people because all they care about is that external validation in that image. You know, it's an ego thing with a lot of these people. You know, like a lot of times with a lot of these creators, they don't feel good about who they are as people. They're not truly confident in who they are and secure in that. So the only thing they have over people is their money or their subscribers and stuff like that. And it felt like in this situation, that same thing was being done onto me, when in all actuality, I was just trying to make sure that I was fairly compensated for my work, which, by the way, they asked me to do. I wasn't bothering them. I was living my life, and they came and hit me up a couple of days before my birthday because they wanted to work with me again. And I got the runaround for a couple of more days, right? And it seemed like for a minute, I genuinely wasn't going to get paid. But, you know, I talked to one of my friends. Shout out to my dog that I talked to. I'm not going to say who, but, you know, he really, you know, imparted me with some wise words, and it allowed me to think about the situation for a second.
Does this nigga also live in Nashville? What type of crash out were you gonna do? Was this video the crash out? Like, what? I don't understand. What was the game plan? What did you have up your sleeve? What was your big red button?
And I ended up didn't doing what I was about to do. And since I was able to chill out,
What? There's no way. What were you about to do?
find what I was going to do. And let's just say based off what I did, Cloud gave me my money back, right? And I ended up getting my money back, and he was like, I don't know if you'll see the text messages right here. It low-key felt like it was out of a, you know what I mean?
Cloud, come on, gang. Because now niggas are gonna make videos on you, right? And it's like, all right, is this gonna shake and rattle your whole everything you got going on? Probably not. We still bang with you, Cloud. You know what I mean? The gritty community still bang with you. You feel me? Why didn't you just pay, bro? I'm just confused why you just didn't pay him. You got the bro.
Like it was out of a movie or something like that. Just want to let you know you played yourself out of a job. But you know, Cloud clearly was like really pissed off and angry, but it's like, you know, nigga, you should have gave me my money. Anyways, I got my money back, and you know, now obviously I don't work with him, I don't associate with him. But the reason why I'm telling you this story is because one, first off, always make sure you have a contract with anything, because whenever you don't have a contract like me and you just go in it willy-nilly, shit like this happens and you got to deal with dumb shit like this. But more importantly, you have to know your worth in this shit, bro. A lot of these creators, they're not good people. They're not people who want to help you. I don't care how willy-nilly or how nice they come across on camera. A lot of these people, it's a business at the end of the day, and they're only out for themselves and their brands and their image. And I wish I knew that a long time ago, because when I first got in the industry, as you'll see with niggas like this, I thought shit was sweet. I thought if people were nice to you and because y'all worked together and you know you did a lot for them, they would repay you for that, and like, you know, they would be nice to you and they would think about you and look out for you in return. But a lot of people do not think like that. Like basically shit is not sweet in this game at all. And the moment you realize that and realize these people are no better than the everyday people that you see on the street that are extremely flawed, you can truly find who's for you. You know, a lot of these people, like, they're great creators, but they're not good humans. You know what?
That's true. That's facts. That's facts. What is the comment? The very first time me and Cloud agreed to work together, the very first thing he said to me was, "Welcome to the Chinese sweatshop." I created his Black People in the Suburbs video, which is sitting at 1 million views and got paid $120 per video. He threw bonuses for me too. I only ended up making 2 videos dude before ghosting him for personal reasons, but in hindsight, I was underpaid for the amount of work I put in for those 2 videos. Alone, I foolishly didn't make a contract and allowed infinite revisions. I was a broke college student at the time, so I was desperate for any cash. I didn't think I'd see the day where a video like this would ever get posted. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. My thoughts, I still bang with Cloud. I still fuck with Cloud. If he wants to make himself more of an organization or more corporate or more business savvy, 100% go for it. I definitely think that's the right move to go, especially when you're making a lot of money and doing what you love. I will say, from bro's perspective, using the word scammed, I guess it was for the views. Still using the word scammed, I guess it was for the views. Still though, wild. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I won't be scamming any of the people on my that want to work with me. But like up, sub up, and I'll catch you on the next one. Grit your teeth and chase your dreams.